What is going on, guys? Soda Dragon here, and today I want to share with you a pretty cool post that I saw on Reddit. So guys, here is a post by Comprehensive Role 484. So the title here is The Key Ways to Enjoy Playing Raid for New to End Game Players. So guys, today's video is going to be a more food for thought type video. So this is the kind of video you want to watch if, for example, you felt a certain pressure to play Raid and to log in every day, but you don't actually feel enjoyment from playing Raid, which I think you should. As a game, it should bring you enjoyment. Now guys, obviously I'm not saying games shouldn't have moments of frustration or shouldn't be difficult. Sure, they absolutely should be. I think the best games are actually the most difficult ones, but you feel a sense of accomplishment after you finish them or get to a certain stage, and you actually enjoy certain aspects of it. So there's a certain place where you feel like, all right, going through all that was worth it. But the question is, do you feel that in Raid? How long have you been playing Raid? How many months or years have you been playing Raid? I mean, you've gone through a lot. And do you feel at this point your enjoyment has increased or decreased? All right, guys, let's get into the post. So how can you enjoy Raid more according to this post? Well, starting off with the first two, firstly, you either play as little as you want or you play as much as you want. So I know what some of you guys are saying out there. You're saying, well, isn't it obvious? I mean, by definition, if we're playing this game, whether it's a little or a lot, we're playing as much as we want, right? I mean, is someone pointing a gun to our heads and forcing us to play? No, we're freely doing it. Then we're playing as much as we want, just by definition. So I think if you look at it that way, then these first 2 points aren't really that insightful. But I think there's a different way to see it and maybe a better way to word it. And that might be play as much as makes you happy. I think that might be a better way to word it. So if playing a few minutes a day makes you happy, but playing an hour a day makes you unhappy, then what do? You play a few minutes a day because that's what makes you happy. And if playing 8 hours a day makes you happy, I mean, and you can do it and you can afford it, all the energy refills and whatever, then play 8 hours a day, whatever. You guys get my meaning right there. So I think that's probably a better way to word these first 2 points. Play as much as makes you happy and no more. So that's probably a good way to look at things. I mean, if playing 5 minutes a day makes you happy, but 10 minutes does not, then play 5 minutes. Play 5 minutes. And you might say, well, people rely on me, my clan, this, that, and the other. Well, a lot of things are auto, you just click it and you go. But honestly, what is more important? Your happiness or this game? What is more important? Your happiness or your clan? Just be a little selfish here. It's you. It's you, okay? Your happiness is more important. If you need to quit this game and completely leave your clan, do it. Your happiness is more important. And if it's 5 minutes a day that makes you happy playing this game, but not 10 minutes or anything else, then you play your 5 minutes and you be happy because your happiness is more important than this game. All right, guys, moving on to the next point. There is no expectation or requirement on how long it should take for your own progress. Guys, you always have to remember this is a gacha game, okay? So who you get, that is the majority of your roster in this game, is largely dependent on luck. That's why you can't really pin a certain level of progress on yourself. Don't put that requirement on yourself. I mean, there's some players that, like in the first blue shard, they get a Duchess. Guess how hard the game is gonna be? I mean, a lot easier than if you don't have a Duchess, right? Yeah, their first Void Shard, they might get a Seer. I mean, you cannot compare yourself to other people because the playing field isn't even, okay? You just can't do that. It doesn't make sense. Now, it's one thing if everyone gets the same players and you kind of want to compare your skill, but this isn't that type of game, okay? You could be tremendously lucky in your shard pulls and the game is much easier for you. You make much faster progress. But on the other hand, if you're extremely unlucky with your shard pulls, your progress is a lot slower. And you know, that's the nature of a gacha game. But I think a lot of us do want faster progress. We want efficient progress. But just remember, it's a gacha game. It's a gacha game. The majority of your roster is not in your control. Even if you buy shards, you're still not guaranteed to get a Duchess, not guaranteed to get a Sifi, okay? Not guaranteed to get a Solus, anybody. You're not guaranteed to get them. I mean, unless they're guaranteed champs. But those top tier, S tier champs, there's no Duchess, there's no Sifi, there's no Warlord and guaranteed. You guys get my meaning, right? You guys get my meaning. The majority of roster is not under your control. It's up to luck, okay? Therefore, stop putting pressure on yourself. given who you happen to pull, sure, you could be making great progress, or maybe not. But you know what? That's not even the ultimate purpose. It's a game. Let's say you happen to pull Warlord on your first Void Shard pull, or Duchess or whoever. You know what? You can still take your time. You can still take your time. What's the pressure? What is the pressure to go so fast? There isn't. Trust me, as a guy that's played this since the very beginning, there isn't. Okay? The faster you get to endgame, what does that mean? The faster you get bored. There isn't, okay? You don't need to get to the end goal so quickly, because you're gonna find out once you're there, it's not like the grass is greener. It's just another open void area that's a little boring sometimes, to be honest. That initial progression that you made, have fun with it. Honestly, have fun with it. I mean, going through all those campaign levels, I never do it anymore. There's no reason for me to. I mean, I level up my champs like, obviously like 12-6, right? Brutal, that type of thing. But think about all those campaign levels. I, as an endgame player, would never ever play anymore. That's honestly a shame, because I have good memories playing those. Those were fun. Those were challenging to go through. And as an endgame player, I'm never going to see that again. There's no reason for me to revisit those. So for you guys, going through those the first time, it's actually quite fun. And have fun with it. You don't need to get to the end game so quickly. It's like we tell kids, you don't need to grow up so quickly. Once you're an adult, it's not like, oh, you know, awesome all the time, right? As we know, be a kid. Take your time. Be a teenager. Take your time. And then when it's time to be an adult, you'll be an adult. Same thing with this game. When you get the end game, sure, your end game, fine. But there is no rush. There is no rush. Absolutely. Take your time. Enjoy it. I think the early game feel is probably one of the best in these types of gacha games. So enjoy it while it lasts. All right, guys, next point is, and I'm just going to summarize here, it's don't compare yourself to other people and the progress you might see them making. Don't compare yourself to them. So guys, how do we stop comparing ourselves to others? Well, how do we stop comparing? Well, I think the key is we need to stop caring. When we stop caring, we stop comparing. Well, what do I mean? Like, stop caring about the game? Yeah. I mean, don't care that much about the game. So here's the crazy thing. I think if you care a lot about this game, you care so much about making progress in this game, I think just by necessity, that intertwines it with feeling good about yourself if you complete these certain stages, if you make progress, especially if you make progress compared to other people, right? I think it's really hard to care extremely deeply about making progress in this game while at the same time not comparing yourself. So I think the two go hand in hand. So how do you stop caring about the game, or stop caring about it as much? Now, of course, if you're playing this game, you care about it somewhat, right? I'm not saying completely, but how do you stop caring about it as much? Well, the easiest way, I think, is to give yourself other things to care about. I don't think you can just tell yourself, stop caring about this game. Like you really like this game and you just tell yourself mentally, okay, I'm gonna stop caring about this game. I don't think it's that easy, okay? But what you start to do is you give yourself other things to care about, okay? Now, these can be other fun things. They don't have to be like, you know, like super serious things, okay? You could take up a sport you always want to. You could play other video games. There are so many other good video games out there, which I know the moment you start playing, you're gonna start caring about those games. And it's fine to care about multiple games. When you care about more games, that means you're caring about Raid less, which is good. When you don't care about it that much, you kind of play it when you want, and you play it in a relaxed fashion. When you really, really care really hard about Raid, that's when, once again, your self-image and everything, you know, your self-esteem gets intertwined in how fast you make progress. Don't care about it that much, okay? It's just a game that is gonna be gone relatively soon in comparison to like the extension of our lives. You know what I'm talking about? Like, none of us on our deathbeds are gonna be talking about Raid, okay? But we will be talking about a lot of other things. So that's what I mean. Taking a big picture view of this game, it's not that important. You don't have to care about it that much. there's a lot of other things, and video games. I mean, I'm not just telling you to go out there and touch grass. I mean, there are a lot of other video games that you will love. So yeah, try them out. Try them out. I'm not just telling you straight up to stop caring about raid, but yeah, if you care about it a little bit less, it's probably a little bit healthier for you as far as comparisons with other people. All right, guys, moving on. So next up, I'm just gonna summarize these 2 points. So firstly, don't feel the need to complete 100% of all events or even fusions. And don't have expectations of winning any top slots in any tournaments. So guys, here's the thing. If you actually want to push for like the top slots in tournaments, you want to be like 1, 2, or 3, you actually want to push for all fusions, you want to push hard for all events, and by want to, I mean it actually is fun for you, like you literally want to, then by all means go ahead. The only point here I would say is be realistic, okay? So as for example, if you're free to play, can you realistically do every single fusion that comes out? Probably not nowadays. So the requirements for fusions is always getting higher and higher and higher. It's going to be harder and harder for free-to-play players to always complete every fusion. That means you're going to have to be picky. Okay. Now, if you're willing to pay, that's one thing. That's a whole nother issue. If you're willing to pay and you want to be top and this, that, and the other, go for it. And it makes you happy, and you have that disposable income, and there's no one like, you know, your wife isn't mad at you that you're spending so much money on raid. If none of that is an issue, go for it. Yeah, it makes you happy. It's your money. Okay, but once again, most of us have to be a little realistic. Most of us have a certain budget, for example, and depending on who you're going against, right, in let's get champion chase tournament, yeah, getting a top slot, it might be a little bit hard, you know, in that type of tournament. So it kind of depends, but I would just say be realistic. Okay, if you're free to play, you're in school, there's a lot of time studying this, that, and the other, you're just busy, you're in a relationship, and you want to do every fusion, and you want to do all events, and you want to be, you know, like, you guys get it. It's a little hard to fit all of that in. Let's be realistic. It's a little hard to fit all of that in. So I would say, as far as priorities, you need to put raid on the back burner. Everything else in your life, especially like real people and things like that, is more important, okay? You need to put this on the back burner. Raid is not that important, honestly. Okay, so, you know, if your dog needs attention, your girlfriend needs attention, your parents need attention, whatever it is, you need to study, do those other things. Those are more important. Because at the end of the day, you can still make a little progress in raid. It's not like you're not doing nothing. But ultimately, who cares about the progress in raid? Okay? It's not that important. Yes, it makes you feel good when you play, right? If you play, you know, the amount that you want to play, it makes you feel good. But like I mentioned before, you know, you're in your deathbed, you're not going to be talking about raid. Like, seriously, you're not, okay? There's a lot of really important things out there, really important people out there that would probably benefit from having your attention, okay? So definitely think about that. Think about that. Okay, you playing raid so much means that you're not out in the world as much, which means other people aren't benefiting from you as much. You're taking away yourself from, you know, really the real world out there, and that's a shame. So think about that. Okay, on one hand, I want you to play as much as you want, which makes you happy, but on the other hand, you know, there is a point of being too selfish. Okay, there's people out there that need you, and that would really benefit from having you around. So think about them. Raid gets the back burner. All right, guys, next point here on pulling shards, I'm just going to summarize. Instead of trying to pull like a lot of new champs at the same time, like a ton of champs, instead of doing that, when you do happen to pull champs, slow down and appreciate them. So the author here is saying, you know what, whether it's their skills or especially the aesthetics of each champion, just slow down and take in each new champion that you get instead of trying to just pull a lot of champs in bulk. All right, guys, let's give it a shot. Let's aesthetically appreciate the art in raid like this poster is saying to do. Now, I'm only doing this because the poster said to do it. That's why. Not because I want to. All right? Not because I want to. No, no, no. No, not because I want to. Because he said do it. So how am I feeling right now? Okay. Am I feeling like pulling shards right now? That's the question. I would say no, I'm not feeling like pulling shards right now, but I'm feeling something else though. So guys, I do think one cool thing is trying to figure out what you can do with your own roster. I mean, even if you have clanmates, they have a ton of champions, they're not gonna have the same roster as you. So chances are you're gonna have to come up with some things on your own. I mean, it's really hard for anybody else to have like the exact same roster as you, given your roster is of like a sufficient size. We're not talking about like the first hour into playing the game or something like that. If you play for, days, weeks, I mean, people aren't gonna have the same roster as you. But here's what that means. And I think this is what the poster's saying here. You get to figure out what you can do with your team. And here's the thing, when you do, that's on you. I mean, I don't have your roster, right? So if you come to me and say, what do I do with this, that, and the other champion? I mean, I might not have them, but you do. So when you come up with an awesome new clan boss team with your roster that no one else has come up with, that's on you. That's awesome. That means you're actually strategizing. You're not just like copying and pasting and things like that, seeing what other people have done, but you actually have thought about this in your head. You thought about the team structure and how different things interplay with one another, synergies, and you made it work. So that's a really good feeling that you actually made something new in this game. There's just so many champs in this game. Yeah, none of us know all the different combinations, and none of us know your roster. But you can come up with some unique things for your own team, and that's pretty cool. Honestly, that is pretty cool. Doesn't mean you come with the most like OP team, but if you make good progress with your account, with your champions, and you come up with stuff that no one else has come up with, that's pretty cool in my opinion. All right, guys, so this is a good place to stop. I'm not gonna go through everything, but I will link to this once again, post in the description below. Check it out. There's a lot of other good points here and good responses as well. So definitely check that out. But the last thing I want to say is I want you to be happy. That's ultimately it. I don't want you to play Raid out of obligation, out of pressure, out of FOMO, nothing like that. I want you to actually play this game because it makes you happy and play an amount that makes you happy. So whatever that is, I'm good with that. All right, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, or quitting, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm fine, honestly, if everyone quits Raid because everyone is happier. Now, I won't make Raid content, I won't be able to, but who cares? Who cares? Because this game is not important. This game is entertainment. This is not that important. Okay, so guys, figure out how much playing Raid actually makes you happy, whatever amount that is. Okay? And just keep in the back of your head that the more time you're playing Raid, the less you're doing stuff, for example, with other people. And the less you're out there in the world. Okay? We only have a limited amount of time in our lives. A limited amount of hours a day. Okay? So we're playing 4 hours a day playing Raid. That's 4 hours a day. That everything else in the world doesn't get our attention. Which, as I said, is a stinking shame. The world needs you. So guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video.